From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at Noon, streaming now.
Good afternoon, I'm Rafael Sanchez. Our Lauren Casey has the afternoon off. It is a terrific Thursday right here in central Indiana. The low humidity is a summer gift. Meteorologist Todd Clausen is joining us now from home as we continue to social distance. Hey Todd, good to see you. I see we've traded spots. I have a tie on now, you don't have a tie on, but you look great anyway.
Yeah, you look good in studio there, Rafael. Good to see you back there in Studio A at the station. You're exactly right. It's a picture-perfect day. These days, they don't come by too often in the middle of August with low humidity like this. The sky is just a bright blue. That's because there's no humidity or moisture in the air. And this morning, with the clear skies, we got all the way down into the 50s in most locations. 51 in Kokomo. It's 53 this morning in Bloomington, 60 in Indianapolis. But what you can do with a lot of sunshine and low humidity is warm it up very quickly, and that's what we have done here this morning and now into the afternoon hours. In fact, Lafayette up to 80 degrees already, 77 in Indianapolis, 77 in Bloomington. There's not a cloud in the sky. We may build in a few fair weather clouds later on this afternoon, but that is just about it. Otherwise, enjoy this great afternoon. Yesterday's high temperature was 80 degrees. Today we probably get up to about 82 to 83 in between hours there, between 4 and 5 o'clock. And then once the sun starts to set this evening, we'll cool off very quickly. We're back into the 50s tomorrow morning, but overall a warming trend is heading our way. More on that, Rafael, coming up in just a few minutes.
Todd, thank you. We have some breaking news on this Thursday. Prosecutors in New York City may be close to getting tax returns from President Trump as part of an investigation into the president's private businesses. A federal judge ruled that the president's accounting firm had to comply with a subpoena for 8 years of tax returns. The president's attorneys immediately appealed that decision. Also breaking this midday, a former key advisor to the president has been arrested on fraud charges. A former White House advisor, Steve Bannon, is among 4 people accused of ripping off donors to an online fundraising scheme. Prosecutors say donors thought their money would help pay for a wall along the southern border of the United States. Instead, they say part of that money went toward the personal expenses of Bannon and other defendants. And this just in, the new numbers of COVID-19 cases impacting our state. The Health Department reports the number of cases is now up as the number of reported tests for the virus has also increased. 955 new cases and 11 new deaths were reported just moments ago. The 7-day positivity rate is holding steady at 7.6%. The coronavirus pandemic continues to impact the U.S. economy. Today, the Department of Labor announced that new claims for unemployment benefits were up in Indiana as well around the country. Last week, more than 11,000 Hoosiers filed for unemployment for the very first time. Now, nationally, first-time claims rose back over the 1 million mark after dropping below that level just last week. The report means that claims for benefits now remain historically high for 22 consecutive weeks. More details on the unemployment benefits, which will impact more than 200,000 Hoosiers who are receiving them right now. Instead of getting the $400 that the president promised in extra payments every week, it will only now be $300, and the funding will only cover payments for several weeks, not several months. I spoke with Josh Richardson. He's with the Department of Workforce Development.
Who is eligible for these dollars, Josh, and when will they get the money?
And so the $300 would get added on top of the weekly benefit amount, again, so long as it's above that $100 amount. But in 2 to 3 weeks, we'll start those benefit payments. How long they last is sort of the next relevant question. And, right now, I think that it'll depend on how many states opt into this program.
A lot of folks are just frustrated. You know that because you have hundreds of people answering calls. So how do you respond to the frustration that many Hoosiers are still feeling as they wonder what is going on?
What we're really focused on doing is making sure that we take the available federal funds and that we implement them as quickly as possible and try to provide them as accurately as possible to Hoosiers. And that's really what we're limited to do. So I do understand there's some frustration. I mean, for us, this is as complicated to implement as anything that we had envisioned, prior to it coming out. And so it's going to provide some challenges. But I think we're just trying to stay focused on doing the best that we can in a difficult circumstance and provide benefits to eligible Hoosiers.
Josh Richardson with the Department of Workforce Development, we thank you so much for explaining what is a complicated issue here on WRTV. Thank you so much.
And we have more details on this midday. Your payments would be retroactive to August the 1st, but you won't see any money until September. And by the way, the state's unemployment fund is running out of money. Now, the state will take out a loan to continue making your payments. The loan is not uncommon. It's happened before, and it will not impact the money that you receive. This year has not been normal for those who are usually very, very busy with Indy 500 events. But as you know, the 500 festival events did not happen this year. But today, they tried to bring a taste of the festival to you, out in the public. The 500 Festival Princesses were among those who set up a drive-through version of the festival in the parking lot of the 71st Street McDonald's on the northwest side of Indianapolis. It was, as you can see, a very festive atmosphere, and a small slice of that you missed out, of course, because of the pandemic, was on display right there.
It's a fun opportunity for people to come out and have just something that feels familiar, like the month of May. You know, we've got 500 Festival Princesses out here, race to car, pace cars. They can come out, they can have a little piece of what they've come to expect on race week. They can do it safely from their car, but also they can give back. And it's a way to make a small contribution to help nonprofits like the 500 Festival offset some of those losses.
So I want that face mask. That's an awesome face mask. The princesses are collecting donations for the 500 Festival Foundation, which is a great cause. The drive-through festival continues there until 5 this evening. Tonight, they look to their future. But last night, Democrats looked to the past to lay out their case to voters. Next, we'll take a look at the unusually candid convention speech from the former president. But first, let's check your forecast on what is a terrific Thursday in central Indiana. Hey, Todd.
Yeah, Raphael, picture perfect out there here now this afternoon with lots of sunshine and temperatures that are very comfortable right now in the 70s. Here's a live look in Bloomington, and you can see all that sunshine and just a few fair weather clouds starting to develop. It's going to be a great afternoon, and the nice weather is going to continue for a little while longer, but there are some changes as we head into race weekend. We'll detail those for you coming up in your WRTV Storm Team forecast when the News at Noon continues right here on WRTV.
Tonight, the Democratic National Convention will focus on a key speech from its nominee, Joe Biden. Last night, a long list of party powerhouses, from President Obama to Hillary Clinton, took on President Trump, and Senator Kamala Harris making history, accepting the vice presidential nomination. More now from ABC's Ines de la Cuetera.
Overnight, California Senator Kamala Harris making history as the first woman of color to join a major party's presidential ticket.
Let's fight with conviction. Let's fight with hope. Let's fight with confidence in ourselves and a commitment to each other, to the America we know is possible.
And former President Barack Obama, who has generally been reluctant to criticize the current commander-in-chief, striking an urgent and somber tone, hitting Donald Trump with some of the night's harshest attacks.
He has shown no interest in putting in the work, no interest in finding common ground, no interest in using the awesome power of his office to help anyone but himself and his friends.
The former president also warning the stakes couldn't be higher.
They're hoping to make it as hard as possible for you to vote and to convince you that your vote does not matter.
That same message echoed by other leading Democrats.
And don't forget, Joe and Kamala can win by 3 million votes and still lose. Take it from me. So we need numbers overwhelming, so Trump can't sneak or steal his way to victory.
Speaker after speaker pleading with the nation to go vote so as to stand up for both democracy and for people like Estela Juarez, a teenaged American whose dad is a U.S. Marine, but whose mother was undocumented and deported in 2018 under President Trump's immigration policies. Estela reading her letter to the president.
You tore our world apart.
My mom is a good person, and she's not a criminal.
Now, my mom is gone, and she's been taken from us for no reason at all.
The convention closes tonight when Joe Biden will accept his party's nomination from Wilmington, Delaware. Ines de la Cuetera, ABC News, Washington.
Our coverage of Democracy 2020 continues this evening with the final night of the Democratic National Convention. Joe Biden will give his speech formally accepting his party's nomination. Live coverage begins at 10 p.m. right here on WRTV. And be sure to stay tuned for the news at 11 with Mark and Amanda right after our convention coverage. If COVID-19 impacts your child's school, you may not find out about it. Why? Next, WRTV Investigates looks at how some school systems are keeping a lid on the impact of the virus. We'll be right back. Your child's school does not have to tell you about positive COVID-19 cases. WRTV Investigates has learned the state only requires that your school notify families that are directly impacted and need to quarantine. WRTV investigator Kara Kenny has warned how the system can be confusing for parents trying to keep their kids safe.
Perry Township is just one of several school districts in Marion County that notifies parents and staff about positive COVID-19 cases in that school building. Perry Township uses an automated phone system, but some parents want even more transparency. Like many parents, Jolene Tofik worries about COVID-19 in schools.
It's scary.
Her daughter is attending classes at Douglas MacArthur Elementary in Perry Township. She has special needs and benefits from going in person.
I myself am a type 1 diabetic with other health complications. So that worries me every day, that what if I sent my kid to school and she brings it home to me?
While Perry Township notifies parents and staff about positive cases within that school building, Jolene and other parents are pushing for even more transparency. They want the school system to make it public when any case is identified within the district.
I understand there's HIPAA violations and stuff like that. You can't give us all the specifics. I understand that. But at the same time, we deserve to know a little more.
WRTV Investigates did some checking and found the state does not require school districts to notify parents and staff about COVID-19 cases unless they or their child has been identified as a close contact of the exposure and needs to quarantine. Warren and Wayne Townships and Beech Grove are among those taking this approach.
It's sad, actually.
But other districts like Perry, Lawrence, and Decatur Townships are opting to share more information with parents and staff in school buildings. For example, Decatur Central High School had a positive case, and all families and staff of the high school were notified, as well as reaching out to specific families who had to be quarantined. The State Department of Health told us schools are able to make their own decisions about releasing information as long as they do not violate any HIPAA or FERPA laws. This notification system can be confusing as parents across central Indiana are receiving drastically different amounts of information depending on how much their school district chooses to share. Jolene says providing more information, not less, helps curb the rumor mill and gives parents information they need to decide whether to do in person or virtual.
Then you have the option to change if you feel like, okay, it's getting a little out of control at their school, even with their protocols. Like, I'm trying to have faith in my district in doing things correctly. And I'm trying to have faith and give my child the best education because honestly, she's been thriving since she's been back in school.
Working for you, Kara Kenny, WRTV.
So Perry Township Schools tells WRTV that they communicate with the families of students in the affected building. In their statement to us, they say in part, the families of quarantined students receive a separate phone call because there are special instructions that must be conveyed since the start of school. We've shared reminders with all of our families to sign up for Parent Square or our primary communication channel if they haven't already. And right now on our website, WRTV.com, we are working for you with a searchable database tracking COVID-19 cases inside central Indiana schools. You can see if your child's school has any confirmed cases. On this Thursday, time to check your forecast. And Todd Clausen, what a great moment right now. Just get up, get out, go walk on the trail before the humidity arrives.
Yeah, you know, it's no humidity out there virtually at all, Raphael, and so you do need to take advantage of the lower humidity because it will come back as we work our way into the weekend. I'll show you that in just a second. Let's start you off with what's going on right now. You can see the view in Bloomington in the center of your screen, 77 degrees. That's the current temperature. Look at that humidity, 46%. That is extremely, extremely low. And here is a bigger view of what's going on outside for you in Bloomington. Just a few fair weather clouds building in, and that'll be the case across all of central Indiana as we work our way throughout the course of the afternoon hours. But that humidity will not come up during the day today. Lafayette, one of the warmer spots at 80 degrees right now. 77, though, a very common number across central Indiana. Columbus, a little cooler at 73. And it is just absolutely splendid out there. Now, our high today, about 82 degrees with 100% sunshine out there. And some areas could get up to about 83, 84 degrees. And our average high is right in that 83 to 84 degree range, depending on where you live across central Indiana right now. So it's just a sunny, seasonable day for us all across the area. But as we go over the muggy meter, watch what's going to happen over the course of the next few days. As we get into the weekend, it's going to come up a little bit. Tomorrow's still fairly comfortable, but Saturday you'll start to feel the humidity, and Sunday as well, and then it comes up even a little bit more as we work our way into the day on Monday. And next week is going to be a very warm and muggy start to the week. So enjoy these cooler temperatures, especially in the morning hours where you may have needed a light jacket the past few days. Radar is quiet. We expand out, and there's not a whole lot going on. Again, a few clouds will make their way into portions of the state as we get into the afternoon hours, but they'll fade away as the sun starts to set, which is at 8:34 this evening, and then near perfect conditions this evening at 74 degrees. Tomorrow morning, we're in the 50s once again. It's another night you can leave the windows open, you can let the fresh air in, leave the air conditioner off, as it'll be pretty cool across the area. And then throughout the day tomorrow, we start off with sunshine, but as the day progresses, you'll start to see the clouds increase a little bit, and we'll trend partly cloudy during the afternoon hours tomorrow. And again, the humidity comes up a smidge as that temperature does as well. But overall, it's still going to be a fairly nice forecast for our day on Friday. Now, Saturday, there's going to be a weak area of low pressure that's going to start to climb up from the south, and it's going to bring a few spotty showers into the area that you can see here. And it's not going to be any heavy rainfall, and they should be fairly light. The further south and east you are, the better chance you have of seeing those showers during the day on Saturday. And then off to our west here Saturday night is what we'll be watching for race day. And as I put the map into motion, you can see that the showers kind of fall apart as we get into Sunday morning, and then as we get into Sunday afternoon, there will be the chance of a stray shower, but it's looking like that shower chance maybe earlier in the day now than later in the day, which will be great for the 500 with the 2:30 start compared to the noon start. Temperatures in the mid-80s. I mentioned the summer-like weather next week. Look at these temperatures as we get into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We are looking at high temperatures that'll be close to 90 degrees, Raphael, with higher humidity as well. But again, for the 500, could be a stray shower, but it's nothing that's going to postpone the race. They'll definitely get it in here on this Sunday, and we're hopeful that those showers will scoot through here before the race even starts, so it won't even be an issue.
Todd, thank you so much. Still ahead on the news at noon. Do you need some positivity? Well, Thor himself is here to give it to you. We'll have that story, plus one last check on this beautiful forecast right here on WRTV at News at Noon. So here's a couple of questions for you. Are you having a day where you're not feeling well, you need a pick-me-up? Could you use that pick-me-up like right now? Well, don't worry. A very special someone is here to give you the boost you need right now, so please take a look.
Hey you, yes, you. Today is your day. You got this. You're absolutely crushing it at everything you do, from your job to maintaining a social life to pursuing your passion projects. You're killing it. Ignore anyone who tells you otherwise, because you're amazing. The only thing...
So this 51-second clip of Thor himself, actor Chris Hemsworth, is circulating on social media. No one is sure where the clip is from, but there's a promotional video from Chris's Netflix movie, Extraction. They believe it's from that movie because you can see the Netflix just popping up there on the screen. And Todd, Lauren will never again miss a midday because she would have missed all her favorite guys, you, me, and Chris.
That's right. Yeah, we're the trio, the Three Stooges, right? All right, lots of sunshine here today and in the coming days as well, with warming temperatures into the weekend.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Good morning, Indiana. We'll see you tonight on the News at 5.